change the number in everyone's bank accounts because, babe, we made the economy up. It's as real as astrology.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of The Dave Show. I'm so glad you could be here and give me some of your valuable time. Before we get started on the show, I just want to let you know that from today until through whatever you want to call it, the 28th, which is Monday, the 28th of April, if you go to the Idle Hands store, you get 20% off all your purchases. And that is a huge savings and a great time to pick up some authentic Idle Hands merch for yourself or a loved one. All right, well, let's get to it. Let's do it. News and nuts, news and nuts. Hey, it's news and nuts. All right, my friends, it is news and nuts where we give just a smidge, just a few relevant newsworthy clips for you, and then just a few little crazy odd nutty things. All right, so let's get to it. First off, we have a couple of arrests of some judges. Now, this first judge, I heard like a day or two ago that he resigned, so he apparently, I guess I should say allegedly, kept a gang member from Tren de Aragua or whatever they're called, and there's another video of him with not an AK-47. It was not that. It was an AR type of a rifle, and it was this illegal alien dude. I don't even know his name, and I don't care. And then some chick. Again, I don't know her name, and I don't care. But anyways, they all got arrested, and so let's let's take a look. I'm really glad to start seeing some of these judges that are just blatantly violating the now law, the designation of these gang members, these gangs as terrorists. And so therefore, you know, these people are actually harboring terrorists, which is kind of a treasonous act, I think. Anyways, this judge, you don't really see her. It's kind of a blur. It's a fast clip. But it is Milwaukee County Circuit Judge Hannah Duggan? Could be Dugan. I'm going with Duggan. Anyways, she was arrested this morning, like at 8:30 or something this morning. And this is actually, I think what you're seeing is her getting into the car. But apparently she was allegedly helping an undocumented immigrant. It was Eduardo Flores Ruiz, or I don't know, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But she helped him evade arrest after he appeared in her courtroom. So she's an idiot. Let's take a look.
Judge, anything to say about this?
Yeah, I am so glad to. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. My producer just told me we have Doug on location at the courthouse. Doug, can you hear me? Oh, okay. Okay, good. Okay, so we are going to go to Doug right now for some insightful commentary. Doug, what do you have to say about all this?
Why she look like a fat ass wizard from Harry Potter running out there, that big ass cloak on and shit, and her fucking worthless judges.
Okay. Thank you, Doug. That we're looking for something maybe a little bit more insightful. I think Doug might have been drinking just a little bit. We're going to have to check into that. But next we have Stephen Miller talking about anchor babies and how ridiculous this whole thing has become.
Birthright citizenship is the biggest, costliest scam in financial history. An illegal alien can come here 9 months pregnant or on a tourist visa, 9 months pregnant, have a baby. That baby is then declared an automatic citizen, which then entitles the entire family to come here and live here, and every one of them can get welfare. Yes, they can get unlimited welfare, applying as the custodian of this citizen, so-called child. The biggest financial ripoff of Americans in history, not to mention the fact that it is the #1 magnet for illegal immigration and invasion, and that is used by foreign governments to conduct espionage against the United States. Because now, see, we can keep out a foreign spy who has a visa, who's trying to get permission to board an airplane. But what happens when a foreign government uses this ridiculous birthright scam in order to create automatic citizens who then grow up as assets of a foreign government? So it's a major national security threat. The 14th Amendment, the provisions in question were ratified for the children of freed slaves. You can go read the minutes of the debate. They were talking about the children of freed slaves after the Civil War.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right.
The idea that this was meant to provide illegal alien children with automatic citizenship. Do you really think that in the 19th century, 3/4 of states all got together to pass an amendment to say that people that Congress has forbidden from entering here can have automatic children citizens? I mean, the idea is so far beyond even the outer limits of imagination. No human being who suggests it should be taken seriously.
All right, my friends, that is all of the news for the day. Now on to the nuts.
Do you think I should not eat this? Or is this normal when making a burger? Or should I just throw it away? Or is it okay? Let me know in the comments, please. Someone let me know.
This next clip is all about a parking space. What has our society come to? This is so ridiculous. It does show a fight. Nothing too great, just kind of scuffling on the ground and stuff. I'm sure they got a little scraped up, but I don't think anybody was really hurt all that much. But again, this is all over a parking spot. Check out the madness.
I knew they were gonna fight. Oh my God. She got it. She got it. They fighting over a parking spot, y'all. Y'all going to jail, bro.
So I don't know why it is, but it just seems like there's a lot of these videos features young black ladies just kind of going crazy. I don't know why that is. And I found this meme that kind of encapsulates. Is that right? Man, I don't know. I think I'm starting to get dementia. Starting to get Alzheimer's or something. But anyways, check this out. This is kind of funny. So it says grace, composure, rational thinking on one side, and then a pile of violence on the other side. Those are the two choices. And of course Elmo just jumps right into the violence. I don't know. It's kind of funny. It is just, it's weird. And you know, I'm not saying this is all black ladies out there, so don't get triggered. You know exactly the kind of person I'm talking about. So anyways, let's move on to the next clip. All right, I don't know about you, but I think this is definitely one place where maybe OSHA needs to get involved, because they were definitely not creating a safe workspace for the people working there. Geez Louise. I would never climb up that ladder. Let me know if you would. Yeah, that's a no-go. And speaking of no-goes, this next clip shows a little young lady that just will not have any of what I'm assuming it's her dad is trying to let her experience. Check it out.
There. Look at that. Oh, would you look at that? Just look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, well.
What?
All right, in our final clip of nuts, it is going to leave you satisfied, because I know at least all the guys out there, you secretly enjoy watching things get destroyed, especially when it's not intentional. So check it out. Well, my friends, we are just about... Oh, wait a minute. Sounds like the producer has... What was that? Louisiana? Pro-Trump. Okay, let's do it. Let's get the feed if you've got it ready to go. We've got Harold down in Louisiana. He's apparently just starting to do some drilling down there in Louisiana again, because Biden completely shut all that down. So I think they're I don't know. Let's get how are you guys? Harold, can you hear me? Yeah, how are you guys? How are you guys feeling right now about the new prospects, the future of the drilling down there?
All right, so
our president, drill baby, drill,
drill baby, drill baby.
It's the oil field.
Let's go Trump.
No paid advertising.
Yeah, baby.
That is awesome, Harold. I'm with you. Drill baby, drill. But my producer, what? Oh, okay. My producer wants me to ask you if any of you guys are racist.
Hey, these guys are against racism, so they vote red.
No, I'm racist. This is Louisiana.
Oh. But Harold, did one of your guys actually say they're racist? I think if you're trolling me, say go Trump.
Go Trump.
Go Trump. Go Trump. Yeah.
Go Trump.
Go Trump. Yeah.
Drill, baby, drill. It looks like our oil production is in good hands with Harold and the crew down there in Louisiana. But that wraps up news and nuts for the day. So sit back, relax, and buckle up, because we're about to enter the Lib Zone.
Democrats in Congress are fighting hard.
It's important that we draw the line here with Kilmar.
We're tough. We're going to go down there. We're going to demand that they do the right thing.
But they're not fighting for Americans. They're fighting for illegal alien criminals.
Who did pay for this trip?
This was an officially cleared, congressional trip, cleared on a bipartisan basis. Yes.
And they're doing it with your money.
I have reason to believe that this is fabricated and not true based on conversations.
And two separate judges found that Abrego Garcia was a member of MS-13.
This guy was never convicted of anything, has no criminal record at all.
Abrego Garcia's wife petitioned for an order of protection against him for 2 instances of domestic violence.
They call him Maryland Man, but America calls him what he is. A violent gang member who came here illegally.
Is to ensure that Kilmer's okay?
But we're here to ensure that he is safe.
But they failed to ensure the safety of Americans who were murdered by migrant criminals.
What's happening right now, for people to understand, is a constitutional crisis.
What we're witnessing is a constitutional crisis.
Is the United States in a constitutional crisis?
We're getting closer and closer to a constitutional crisis.
It is about the Constitution under attack by Donald Trump.
Dexter says she wants to keep the pressure on the Trump administration.
They're adamant about blocking Trump's mandate given by the American people, but not adamant about keeping our country
Bills
safe.
like the Lake and Riley Act only make our
our immigration system more unfair. I voted against a bill that shares her name.
Unfortunately, I'll be voting no.
170 Dems voted no. All GOP members in attendance did vote yes.
It begs the question, do Democrats hate Donald Trump more than they love our country?
Yeah, the answer is obvious. They, of course, hate Donald Trump way more than they love our country. It's a sickness, and it's unfortunate.
This message is for Trump supporters.
Okay.
I better not see one of y'all motherfuckers posting up on Facebook or Instagram drinking
Why?
margaritas on Cinco de Mayo. That's not for you.
Well, you are right. That's not for me because I don't drink. But, I mean, what are you going to do if you see somebody in a MAGA hat sipping a margarita? You're not going to do anything. Let's be realistic about this.
Just said, in 1968,
Yeah?
when he stated...
What? You couldn't have timed that better even if you tried. That was awesome. Poor Bernie.
I do my business is none of your fucking business.
Okay.
My business is none of your business.
Where I do my business is none of your business.
Where we do our business is none of your business.
Okay,
Where we do our business is none of your fucking business.
I don't care.
Where I do my business is none of your business.
I don't want to know
Our
where you do
biological sex
business.
does not decide what toilets we use, our brain does. Let
really?
adults decide what toilets to fucking go in. Where we do our business is none of your fucking business!
Oh yeah, let's talk about where we go to the bathroom. Woo! Come on, London. You can do better.
There are real problems in girls and women's sports. Trans kids playing isn't one of them. So I urge a no vote.
What?
And Senator Latz votes no. Yes. The Secretary
Wow.
will close the roll. There being 31 ayes and 34 nays. The motion does not prevail, and the amendment, as amended, is not adopted.
Why does Minnesota hate girls so much? What? Yeah, I don't think so. There is no way that was the same person. Sorry. So she takes a picture of it. And then immediately steals it. What? Don't these people realize that the places they deliver to, a lot of them have cameras set up? So, I don't know. So you guys are pretty stupid. And speaking of stupid, this is more than stupid, though. This is serious. This next clip is talking about Dr. Fauci, which I have no idea why he's in cuffs behind bars and serving the rest of his life in prison for what he did to this country and what he did to this world. But this next clip is absolutely jaw-dropping. What Fauci purposely allowed to happen here in the United States when they came to the recommended treatment of people that came down with COVID in the hospitals. And the mysterious, I think it was like a 9 or 10 day window where a lot of these people died within the first 10 days. And there's a reason why. We're going to find out right now.
Warned the world that there is an experimental drug called remdesivir that will be responsible for their death. Yeah, I explained the entire way in which everyone with COVID-19 being diagnosed in the hospital, how they died between day 1 and day 9. Everybody died on day 9 of a 10-day treatment with remdesivir. Yeah, they called it an antiviral drug. Dr. Anthony Fauci claimed in May of 2020 it was found safe and effective in a drug trial in Africa a year earlier in 2019. And he hyperlinked the study in his memo to all hospitals. I happened to be retired. I opened the link to read the study about this drug I'd never heard of. And imagine my shock that in that trial in Africa a year before COVID, it killed 53% of all people they gave it to And the safety board for the trial had suspended the use of remdesivir in that trial at month 6 and notified the funders that this drug is too deadly and too toxic. We're not using it anymore against Ebola patients. Guess who I discovered in that research study was the funder of that Ebola trial in Africa in 2019?
Who?
Dr. Anthony Fauci and his department at the NIH.
Ah.
So he lied to the entire Congress, lied to the entire American people, and told you that the drug was found safe and effective against Ebola, when in fact the independent safety board deemed it too deadly, too toxic, and had pulled it from the trial. America should be furious.
Fauci is a monster, and he needs to be locked up and put in jail for the rest of his life. He is directly, in my opinion, responsible for the deaths of hundreds of thousands of Americans, because he is the one that recommended this awful treatment that he knew had a mortality rate of 53% from that study that was done in Africa. He is an absolute disgusting, demonic person who needs to go away for the rest of his life. I mean, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. I would be really interested. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it is a Crockett alert, everybody. This is a legitimate Crockett alert. Let me just turn this off. Okay. So Jasmine Crockett is out and about and opening her mouth, giving us some splendid, wonderful, inspiring words. Let's see what she has to say this time.
I actually wanted to be an anesthesiologist. So I've always been really good at math and science, but I didn't want to talk to people.
You wanted to put people to sleep, and you kind of are doing the opposite thing now.
Yes, I want them to be woke now.
Wait a minute, Jasmine, where's your ghetto accent? I didn't hear that at all. So, strange. It's almost like she changes the inflection in her voice depending on who she's talking to. Okay, I know what you're going to say. Stop talking about Easter. It is over. I understand that. But I just found this short little clip. It shows the juxtaposition, the differences between Biden's Easter celebration and what Trump is doing again back at the White House for Easter. Let me know if you can tell any differences between the two celebrations. Take a look.
I had a lot of thoughts on whether that guy from last night actually was straight, and I have thoughts too. Not to defend straight men, but a lot of them understand that trans women are women, so being attracted to me doesn't challenge their understanding of their sexuality. And a lot of trans women find it affirming that straight men see us as women and are attracted to us for it. To put it bluntly, just because a guy's sucking my dick, it doesn't mean that he's gay.
That doesn't make me gay, huh?
That guy is gross. Jeez Louise. Yuck. And speaking of yuck, let's check out some Karens as they try to, thwart, stop, impede, whatever you want to call it, the execution of a pickup from an ICE agent. This guy apparently was just coming out of court for some reason, and it was a wonderful ICE party, ready to meet him to take him away. But of course, the Karens had to intervene because that's what they live for. Check it out.
No. Excuse me, you cannot impede me on my lawful duties. That is a crime. Do you understand?
No, they don't.
Do not touch me or impede me in my lawful duties, ma'am. Do you understand? It is a crime for you to do so.
Why? Do you have a warrant?
Why?
Do you have a warrant for his arrest?
Yes.
Wait,
Hey,
warrant.
grab him.
Warrant for his arrest. Warrant signed by a
Get
judge.
off me, or I am calling the U.S. attorney and prosecuting you for assault on a federal officer.
Yeah, that's exactly what you should have done right then. You should have thrown her to the ground and cuffed her, and then made your call and trucked that lady off too. My gosh, there needs to be consequences for these kind of actions, okay? I know it's not a huge thing, and I'm not saying throw her in jail for the rest of her life, okay? But She should have been arrested right then and there, and she should have been sentenced with, I don't know, a week, a month or something in jail. And I guarantee you that young lady would never do this again.
What's the warrant for his arrest? Show us a warrant signed by a judge.
Turn him around.
You don't have a warrant.
Sir.
Show us a warrant for his arrest.
We are officers with Homeland Security.
You don't have a warrant signed by a judge.
I don't need one.
You don't have to.
Yeah, that dude is short. Jeez Louise.
Let's go.
It's like barely 4 foot. It's a little stocky dude. All right. See you later, buddy.
Just everybody make sure we got it here.
See, Karen, that wasn't too hard. Just let them do their job. You don't have to jump in. Just go home and watch some Law and Order. These privileged white liberal women, I tell you, they're a treat. Heck yeah. And that, my friends, is exactly what I voted for.
How does the focus,
we don't want to
you
talk.
don't have to touch my microphone. You don't have to touch me. How does the focus of the protest on Elon Musk change to Chicago Police Department? No, I'm just wondering. No, I'm asking. I'm not in your face. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm just wondering how the focus on Elon Musk turns to a focus on the Chicago PD, because that's pretty fascinating to me. Anyway, so the point is the law enforcement can deny access to public space, okay?
Yeah.
I understand.
Since the 80s.
Didn't you ask me to stop talking to you? I don't understand why you keep heckling me.
She's compelled to interfere.
Right, we're in the public, remember? That's how you're organizing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
wearing a mask?
It is kind of interesting how the public perceives the law enforcement during a protest, right? It's not, this isn't even an anti-law enforcement protest. It's an anti-Tesla, anti-corporate America protest. But for whatever reason, at some point,
These are our streets.
At some point, the public,
Blue streets, our streets.
the crowd dynamics are fascinating because it's like the perception of a threat, and it's hard to tell like where the core leadership or the kind of structure of the chants are coming from.
You are a pathetic, bad little man.
And it's fascinating how many people are harassing me for commentary.
Yeah, there is no leadership for those type of protests because I would say probably 80 to 90% of those people are just paid protesters and they have no idea what they're even talking about. Why they're just getting a paycheck.
High road. All taking it ever does is let shitty people know how much more they can get away with. I will take a road so low, I will drag back the ashes of hell to match your energy.
Okay, calm down.
If you wanted tolerance, you wouldn't be a piece of shit in the first place.
Geez.
I've been giving out the phone numbers to the House of Representatives and to the
Democrat
Senate.
Rep.
It's
Wilson.
one number. That number you call and you threaten it. And you say, this is wrong. This is not America. This is not what we stand for. We need a change. You have to do that. It's going to take the people. I've talked myself into oblivion. We need the people. We need an uprising. Where people are taking to the streets and the phones and writing letters. That's what we need.
Maybe you could have set this up like right next to a really busy highway because then you would have had even more background noise to drown out the stupidity of what you're saying. Who told her that was a good spot? She should never have been near the road. But yeah, she is she's a piece of work telling everybody to rise up. I mean, this is a call of violence, in my opinion. So what's going to happen to her? Probably nothing.
I want to say something really quick about DACA.
You know, y'all have had the president and the majority. Why don't you ask them?
Good question.
Y'all keep using this issue with Hispanics just to get our support, just to get our vote. And you've done nothing. You've had an opportunity to do something about DACA, and you've done nothing.
Because they don't care.
You've made the border worse. Go and ask them why they haven't done anything. They have the president, they've had the majority. Y apenas se están acordando. Now y'all are remembering about DACA. Why weren't y'all talking about DACA 2 years ago?
Because they don't
Stop
care.
using this issue. Stop using us to get our vote. And then you toss us aside. That's exactly what the Democrat Party has been doing.
Every time.
They only remember about us and the issues that we care during election. They're on their way out. And all of a sudden, they want to fight DACA. Why didn't they fight it whenever they could?
Because they don't care.
Hipócritas.
I'm pretty sure she swore there at the at the end. I don't speak Spanish, but she's totally right. They don't care. That's the whole point. They live on identity politics. They use it to get votes when they need them, and then as soon as they have them, out with the garbage. Every time. They never deliver, ever. And I hope the Republicans can deliver something, a few things. Not everything. I know they're not going to do everything, but just a few things. That would be good. That would be good, GOP. So let's step up and be put on our big boy pants, big girl pants, and let's get things done. Do the hard things first, my wife always says. She's a wise woman. All right, my friends, I just want you to take a look at these next two clips and let me know if you see anything different about the two scenarios. Anything at all that's just not right. That's just shows the contrast between the two. I'm curious if you can spot the differences. Take a look.
That's
so free speech, everyone. We're gonna go over there. We'll just move it. This is ridiculous.
Oh my god.
So that was at Texas A&M, and Charlie Kirk was there, and the Democrats have formed their anti-Kirk movement. And so they thought, well, we should obviously be there at the same time to draw the crowds into our hatred tent. But there's nobody there. In fact, I guess they got kicked out of the original spot and reallocated to another spot. And then, like I said, they turned on the sprinklers. That is hilarious. And there was only 4 people there or something. And there's probably probably a few thousand people, definitely a few hundred people at the rally, if you want to call it, for Kirk. But that's funny. Next, we have reporters. They are not used to President Trump yet. They're still in Biden mode, and he never showed his face. But here, the president is doing basically a spontaneous interview, I guess. And the press, they weren't there, and now they're just in dire straits to get there as fast as they can to cover this event and spill more lies about the president. So let's just watch the sheep. It's pathetic. Wow.
I am ready for segregation.
Okay.
Our food's better. Our music better. Everything we do is better.
Really?
So come on, bring it. We do everything better.
I know you do crime better. I'm looking at you, Chicago. Jeez Louise. Oh, man. And, that guy's calling for segregation, but then he's probably the first guy to stand up and say, oh, we're being oppressed by the white man, by the white devil. Jeez. I got to throw down a few victim cards here because, it's in my nature. I don't know. These people are just so stupid. Nobody wants to be segregated.
My name is Jacob, and my concentration is environmental science and sustainable business.
Hi, my name is Lex, and my concentration is the performance of self.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle. My concentration is creative direction, production, and narrative through the arts, performance, and written word.
Hi, my name is Karina Gummis, and my concentration is in journalism and Latin American studies, with an emphasis in human rights, collective memory, and political violence.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Lee, and I study the sociology of environmental communication.
Hi, my name is Reed, and I study music business and gender studies.
Hi, my name is Dominique, and I studied care politics with a minor in disability studies.
My name is Elliot Wright, and my concentration is art as a social mechanism.
Hi, I'm Georgia, and my concentration is dramatic writing and theatrical adaptation.
Oh boy.
My name is Noah Loyacano, and my concentration is equilibrium or negotiated paradox.
That is not real.
My name is Sophie Lopez, and my concentration is titled Queering and Decolonizing Theater Practice. Hi, my name is Maya, and my concentration is journalism, post-colonial studies, and psychoanalysis.
Hi, I'm Eloise. I'm graduating with a concentration in philosophy of science and theater.
My name is Amina, and my concentration is titled The Criminal Mind, which is surrounded on criminology and applied psychology.
Hi, my name is Juliana. My concentration is international business and fashion through sustainable development. Yay!
Hi, my name's Dave, and I just wasted a bunch of money on a degree that will not get me a job.
We look like shit, and we're not so bright. So fucking ugly, don't turn on a light. We date Simpman and have big foreheads. I go fucking crazy when I miss my meds. I'm a fucking liberal, and I'm
nice.
real cute, with a face like a shovel, and in hair like a root. My ass is flat,
oh wow.
and my mouth is vile, ain't dealt with reality in a fucking while.
True. All true.
I think of the woman that lived down south.
Okay.
Jealous of the facts that come out of their mouth. I hold a sign.
Oh gosh.
And look like ass. Dumber than a stone, and the men pick me dead fucking last. I'm a fucking liberal, and I ain't real cute, with a face like a shovel.
Jeez.
And in hair like a root. My ass is flat, and my mouth is vile, ain't dealt with reality in a fucking while.
Yeah. Pretty much summed it up. That is the liberal left, liberal woman's new theme song right there.
Y'all gonna be sick of me tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna be sick of hearing from me.
What?
I demand the return of Gilmar Alfredo Garcia. We are not free until we're all free. You hear me now?
So we're not free until we're all free? Okay. Well, I'm sorry to let you down, my dear, but he's not coming back. He's exactly where he needs to be. Oh gosh. What is that? Is that Sloppy Joe's? What? Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Gotta have some lettuce in there to make it healthy. Oh yeah, so, drown it with some cheese, okay. Oh gosh, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're not going to. You're not going to, don't. Please. Don't do it. Oh gosh. Oh jeez. That is so sick. That is so disgusting. I think I'm ill. Trans rights. That's right.
I don't consent to being Hey Nancy, how you doing?
We do not consent to being recorded.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, well.
Trans rights are human rights. Kids, parents, and doctors, not legislators. The problem is they blackmail parents. They tell them their kids are going to commit suicide if they don't do this.
Hey, listen,
Yep.
we're Stevie, and we're not giving you a hard time. So don't give us a hard time.
Steve, thanks for inspiring
We're
me.
not giving you permission.
I'll keep
We're
that
not
in
giving
mind.
you a hard time. Just go stand over. We're not giving you a hard time.
I can stand
So
anywhere.
just go
Thank
stand
you.
over there and be quiet. And we're
Good morning,
standing
Tim.
over
How
here.
are you?
Thanks, Steve.
Great, good to see you.
Thanks for.
I think you should call. I think you should call security.
They're right over there.
If these people were so sure that they were on the right side for trans rights and the option to mutilate kids, why do they always put the signs up in front of their face or turn around saying there's some pushback or, you know, conflict in what they're saying? It's because they don't actually believe in what they're saying, and they're not proud of what they're saying, and it's all theater just to gaslight America.
One way black people achieve true liberation, that's by taking it in blood. There has to be blood all over the floor. There has to be bodies on the floor. There has to be people screaming and crying. That is the reality. And this is what history shows me. No amount of begging, no amount of complaining, no amount of protesting, nada is going to get you your liberation until you take it with blood. You see? So this is why I sit back and I don't play along with any of these black people talking about it's a spiritual war, and this, that, because when those cops are going into our neighborhoods and shooting our babies, that's a physical thing. You see, y'all so worried about the spiritual world, and all, but you're not worrying about the world that's right in your face. When we're getting thrown in prison, that's a physical thing, right? Address the physical. You see, this is why I say don't hit my phone until y'all ready to do what y'all know we got to do. When y'all ready to go outside and hunt them white boys, hunt them cops, go to that white boy's neighborhood and get shit up, when y'all ready to do what y'all know we gotta do, hit me. But until then, I'm not playing around with y'all because it's all of these excuses for why we don't want to do it. Why? Many of us are scared. You know what I mean? Many of us are complacent in our oppression. You know, many of us don't want to burn the relationships we have with white people, all of these things. So I'm going to sit back and do my thing. When y'all ready to go outside and take blood, hit me anytime. But you see, a lot of us are not ready to do that. But I'm trying to tell y'all, there is no freedom. There is no liberation for our people until there's blood on that floor, on that battlefield. And that's the truth you don't want to admit.
This guy is clearly off his meds. How do you take the position that there's no liberation, but the only way to get liberation is to commit horrible, violent crimes, which will just get you incarcerated, and then you're not liberated. So what's the point? And please, this guy, I don't think he's going to do anything, quite frankly. But wow, this is like another video where maybe the FBI or somebody needs to look into this guy and just see if he's willing to pull the trigger on some of this violence he's talking about. So anyways, jeez. Oh, these people are retarded.
They felt annoyed being in an elevator full of black girls. I caught her facial expression, then she ran out the elevator so fast with her dad.
You literally have the camera to her face. Now let's reverse this. A white girl is in the elevator with her white friends and there's just you, a black girl, with her black dad. The white girl pulls out her phone and starts recording for no reason. Zooms into your face and starts laughing with her friends.
Okay, how would she know that the other person's zooming in on their face? That's not possible.
How would you react? Would you be so jiggly, so happy, or would you be annoyed? To top it off, she posts your face with the video online without your consent or your knowledge, and then captions it, "This black girl just hates white people. We caught her facial expressions in the elevator and she ran off with her dad." Would you be happy or would you be annoyed? This shows you the level and the extent that so many people will go to just to get a reaction out of strangers so they can post it online, act like they're the victims when they're actually the bullies, scream racism when no one even did nothing to them because they crave so much attention and want the clout so bad. This girl was minding her business. You should have done the same.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she ended that on a good note. She was bouncing back and forth between the two scenarios. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure she brought it to a good end. So good for her. I think I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what you think.
You f***ers that keep saying, why should my tax dollars pay for other people's student loans? One, go f*** yourself.
Okay.
If your tax dollars did pay for student loans, it's because you're investing in society as a whole. A rising tide lifts all boats.
Oh, right.
The smarter that people are, the better off all of us are. But second, your tax dollars aren't paying for student loans. Our country makes billions of dollars from the interest of these student loans. Our country profits from student loans.
True.
So your tax dollars aren't paying for people's student loan interest forgiveness. If anything, sorry, but the country is not making a profit off the backs of people that needed to take out student loans to better themselves in life. I'm so sick of Republican viewpoint of, I don't want my tax dollars to pay for blah, blah, blah. What do you want tax dollars to pay for? You live in a society that offers you services. The government is not a business, it's a service. You literally take advantage of things all day that tax dollars pay for. All day. And if you didn't have these services that you pay taxes to pay for, then it would be private companies offering all of these services and you'd be paying a fuck ton more money.
To be honest, I kind of zoned out.
I don't know. Okay, now, Mom. Stop it now. They're helping you out.
Calm down. You understand?
They're helping you out, Mom.
Calm down. Do not kick her.
So I don't want to get hate mail or horrible comments, but look, this is another example where in certain scenarios, I don't think women should be introduced to those scenarios, right? I'm not saying a woman cannot be a cop, but you know, let her be like a detective where she doesn't have to necessarily be in these situations where violence can erupt at any second. Because let's face it, you're probably going to be going up against a man, and you know the outcome is pretty much going to be the same every time. You're not going to win that battle. I mean, unless you start introducing, you know, tasers or guns or something else like that, which equalizes the difference for sure. But anyways, I think that particular lady in England, it looked like it was England. I don't think she needs to be on the street. She needs to be at a desk doing something policey, or let her become a detective or something. But anyways, let's move on.
Do y'all ever notice how RFK Jr. never talks about things like alcohol, tobacco, or lack of preventative health care when he's on his quest to make America healthy again? I mean, the man never shuts up about things like fluoride, food dyes, and vaccines. But as a physician, a hospitalist who treats acutely ill, hospitalized patients, I treat far more patients with conditions related to chronic alcohol, tobacco use, or just lack of access to health care than I do patients who are suffering from the complications of fluoride use or food dyes. And I would have to think that if RFK Jr. could be bothered for just 1 second to talk to actual physicians who are on the ground treating the chronic disease epidemic, that we'd be able to tell him there is no mystery here. We know what's causing chronic disease. 3 of the biggest contributors in this country are alcohol, tobacco, and obesity. And sure, he focuses on obesity and the quality of food, but offers no practical solutions about how we can improve access to quality food, to healthier foods, how we can eliminate healthcare disparities and income inequality that leads to people not being able to afford healthy foods. Maybe talk about how we can get special interest groups and corporate greed and the lobbyists out of the food industry so that we're not incentivizing Congress with money to keep all that shit in our food in the first place. You just have to wonder why he doesn't focus on those things that are actually impacting our health and would actually make America healthy again. You know, just maybe question why, instead of just blindly following what he says.
Well, I'm not going to lie, but that dude did seem to have a lot of good points there. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. What do you think? Do you think he's doing a good job so far? I mean, he's just barely getting started, so I think just let him, give him some time to get some of this stuff worked out before we start jumping the gun on what he is or isn't doing. Okay, what? Come on.
You run up on a Gen X, just understand, we ain't doing a lot of talking. We like to fight. We've been fighting since 2nd grade. I ain't saying we gonna win. I'm saying we ain't running. If you bumping your gum and we get closer, just know, I told you I'm gonna do a bunch of damn. All Gen X's done had a good scrap. It don't matter your origin or nationality. Every Gen X I know done had a professional boxing career. If you look up Gen X in the dictionary, it's a picture of Mike Tyson and some boxing gloves. We called it catching the square, knuckling up, throwing hands. Just a good old-fashioned squabble. We had a chant when it was about to go down. Y'all remember? Fight.
That's true.
Fight.
That's
Fight,
true.
Fight,
That is
fight,
true.
Fight, 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 fight. And everybody make a circle.
That's
ain't
true.
nobody jumping in and ain't nobody breaking it up. Sometimes you was victorious. Sometimes you got your ass whooped. Yeah, we gonna talk about you for about a week. We ain't holding no grudges. Have no beef. We've been fighting since 2nd grade. Have a fight that morning, act friends and riding bikes that evening.
That's
From
true.
the city, from the country, or from the hayfields. If you Gen X, you know how to throw hands. If you don't, we ain't claiming you. Oh, for real. Gen X is like Celie on The Color Purple. All my life, I had to fight.
Yeah, I think his upbringing as a Gen Xer was a little bit different from from my upbringing. But what he did say is very true, and I witnessed 2 of these events, one in junior high and one in high school. These 2 people had beef with each other, and a circle formed, and everybody was chanting, fight, 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 and nobody was going to intervene until it was over. So anyways, that's interesting, but I don't have a degree in boxing, and I never really threw hands with anybody. There was like one time in grade school, and fortunately I won that one. So, but anyways, I don't condone violence. It's never the answer. All right, let's see what this next young lady has to say.
We actually live in hell. Parking spots earn more per hour than human beings. Money just turns into more money by being a number on the right computer. Charging people for being poor generates billions of dollars a year. So when you ask me a dumbass question like, where's the money gonna come from? I'm gonna look at you like you just sat on a cactus. Because the answer is simply get rid of money or just change the number in everyone's bank accounts. Because, babe, we made the economy up. It's as real as astrology. You know what's not made up? The fact that human beings, to even have a chance at survival, need food, clean water, and shelter.
Well, if anybody is in need of a detox, I'm pretty sure she qualifies. So let's give her one. All right. Roll tape. It's time for Dave's Detox. Man, he loves those little sausages. Oh no, what is he gonna do? Oh man. Oh, hello. Don't disturb me. Oh. He did not appreciate that. Uh-oh. The cat's just like, yep. Oh, jeez. Good for you. Uh-oh.
Marshmallow.
Marshmallow? Like a big dog or something? It's a cat. Oh no. Nice. Oh yeah, you get that mail. You get it. Aw. Oh jeez. Oh! Oh, what's wrong with this cat? What's scoliosis or something? What's going on? All right. Oh man. Ah, nice. Freedom. Dope. Dope. All right, my friends, that wraps up another episode of The Dave Show. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe, like, share, slap that bell around. You know what to do. And tell your friends about Idle Hands and spread the joy, spread the love. All right, until the next episode, know that you are loved and appreciated. And until we meet again, have a great day. All right.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.